Welcome to With Anna 7, where every story you hear might feel real, and every shadow might be watching you, so turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and listen carefully. Because once you start this story, there is no going back. And before you continue, I need you to think about something. Have you ever looked behind you for no reason and felt like if you turned just a second faster, you would catch something watching you? My name is Adam, and I wish I never installed that app because everything started the moment I opened it, and I'm not sure how much time I have left before it finds me again. It was 3 nights ago. I couldn't sleep like usual, scrolling on my phone in the dark, until I saw an app I don't remember downloading. It had no name, just a black icon with a small white circle in the middle, and something about it felt wrong. But I still opened it, and that was my first mistake. The screen was completely black for a few seconds, and then suddenly my camera turned on by itself, showing my room exactly as it was. The same darkness, the same bed, the same door slightly open. But there was something else, something I didn't notice at first. There was someone standing behind me. I froze instantly. My heart started racing, and I slowly turned around. But there was nothing there, just my empty room, silent and still. And when I looked back at my phone, the figure was still there, standing in the exact same place, tall, thin, and unmoving. I tried to close the app, but it wouldn't let me. The screen didn't respond no matter how many times I tapped it. And then the image on the screen moved slightly closer. That's when I realized something horrifying. It wasn't showing my room in real time, it was showing something a few seconds ahead. I watched in terror as the figure slowly lifted its arm on the screen. And before I could react, I felt something touch my shoulder from behind. I dropped my phone and ran out of the room without looking back. I didn't stop until I reached the street, my hands shaking, my breath heavy. And I kept telling myself it wasn't real. It couldn't be real. But when I finally calmed down and checked my phone again, the app was gone, like it had never existed. The next day, I tried to forget about it. I told myself it was stress or lack of sleep, but deep down, I knew something had followed me, because that night, I started hearing things in my apartment, footsteps, slow and careful, like someone trying not to be heard. I searched every room, every corner, but I was alone. At least that's what I kept telling myself. The second night was worse. I woke up at exactly 3:33 a.m. without any reason. The room was colder than usual, and I could feel it, that same presence watching me from somewhere in the dark. I grabbed my phone and opened the camera, trying to prove to myself that nothing was there. But as soon as the screen lit up, I saw it again, standing behind me, closer than before this time. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. I just stared at the screen, unable to breathe, as it slowly leaned forward, its face getting closer to mine. But there was no face, just darkness, like a void trying to take shape. And then the screen flickered. For a split second, I saw something else myself, standing behind me, smiling. I dropped the phone again, and this time I didn't pick it up. I ran to the bathroom, locked the door, and stayed there until morning, too afraid to even blink. When the sun came up, I thought it was over, but I was wrong, because later that day, I noticed something that made my blood run cold. My reflection wasn't matching me perfectly, just small things at first. A blink that came a second too late, a smile that stayed a little longer. But I knew this wasn't normal. This was the same thing from that night. And then it got worse that evening. I was sitting on my couch, trying to distract myself, when I heard my own voice coming from the bedroom, calling my name softly, slowly. "Adam, come here." My body went cold because I was alone. There was no one else in the apartment. And yet I could hear it clearly, my own voice repeating the same words over and over. I forced myself to stand up and walk toward the bedroom, every step heavier than the last. And when I reached the door, I noticed something strange. The light inside was on. I never turned it on. I pushed the door slowly and looked inside, and I saw me, sitting on the bed, looking straight at me, smiling. But it wasn't a normal smile. It was too wide, too empty, like something pretending to understand what a human smile should look like. It tilted its head slightly and spoke in my voice. "You're not supposed to be here." I stepped back in shock, unable to process what I was seeing. And then it stood up slowly, its movements unnatural, like it was still learning how to use my body. We stared at each other for a few seconds that felt like hours. And then it started walking toward me. One step at a time I turned and ran. I didn't care where. I just needed to get out of that place. I ran down the stairs, out into the street, my heart pounding so hard I thought it would stop. I didn't go back that night. I couldn't. I stayed at a friend's place, trying to explain what happened. But the words didn't make sense even to me the next morning. I went back to my apartment, hoping it was all over, hoping it was just a nightmare. But as soon as I opened the door, I knew something was wrong. Everything looked normal, but it felt different, like I didn't belong there anymore. I walked slowly inside, checking every room, and then I saw it, the mirror in the hallway. There was a message written on it from the inside: "He let me out." And that's when I understood. It was never trying to get in. It was trying to switch places. And now, I don't know if I'm the real one anymore, because sometimes, when I look at my reflection, it looks relieved, and sometimes I hear that app again, opening by itself, waiting. So if you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe to with Anna 7 and turn on the notification bell, because what happened to me might not be over yet. And tell me in the comments, if you saw yourself standing behind you right now, would you turn around?